Hey everyone, Petra here, fresh out of a wake up and move morning dance, full of aliveness and energy in my body. So just wanted to share some reflections that came to me during the dance this morning. As some of you may know, I recently moved house, and so I've been thinking a lot about the connection or the analogies between moving house and moving our bodies in this movement practice, in this conscious dance practice called movement medicine, and what it is to keep showing up again and again for this kind of dance practice, what it offers me. So of course, it's quite obvious that both have to do with movement, moving house and moving our bodies. But beyond that, there's more than just this word play. I think when we move house, as you may know, it's kind of an opportunity to check in with ourselves, to see who we are now, and we might be finding that in a different environment, in a different space, different aspects of ourselves come to the fore, or a different experience of ourselves is possible or emerges or even surprises us. That's certainly been true for me in this last week in my new home. So it may not be that while we're going through our day to day or while we're in our old home, anything feels wrong, anything feels like it's not working, or anything feels amiss. And then we're in a new space, and all of a sudden we sense this expansion or relief or I'm much more relaxed here now than I was in the old space, even though when I was in the old space, I didn't feel tense. So sometimes it takes that change, this kind of stepping into something new, into a different space, a different environment, to notice that there was tension, that there was tightness, that there was constraint, that we'd just gotten so used to it that it just seemed normal, that it didn't seem something worth remarking on. And when we're in a different space, we can get a sense of how much we'd contorted ourselves, how much we'd made ourselves fit into something that maybe wasn't a good fit. Why am I sharing all this? Because in the dance as well, when we show up, when we move our bodies, when we become curious, when we give ourselves this time and space to just be with our bodies and movement, to listen to ourselves, to slow down, hear, and drop into our feet, drop into our body, our spine, our arms, we sometimes are surprised that we're a completely different person. I mean, obviously, we're not a different person, but that we feel so different from how we feel in our day to day. And we might only realize when we move our body that there's tightness. We might only realize when we move in this kind of dance that we've been holding on very tight, physically, emotionally, mentally. We might notice that when we're dancing, we're still holding our jaw, or we've got this frown on our faces, and we go, that's interesting. I don't feel stressed right now as I'm moving, but why have I got these habitual ways of clinging, of tightness? And then there's a chance, an opening, a possibility to go, let me see how it is when I release that. How do I move my body to let some of that tension drain away? How do I move my body to really shake out the things that have been holding on to me, the things that I've been holding on to? So sometimes we need this movement, whether it's movement into a different space or movement through the body, to re-experience ourselves afresh, to shift beyond these preconceptions of who we are or how we are or what's going on, what's important to us, and to notice that whatever we thought was true for us was only one perspective, and that we can change, that we can take off the glasses to see that what seemed very natural and very normal was in fact just one point of view, one pair of glasses that we can change. So movement is a really good practice to inhabit the home of our body, to think about how do we want to decorate this space. And by that I mean, in the analogy of the dance and the body, where do we want to put our attention? What kind of things do we want to connect to? How do we use this movement practice to receive ourselves, to receive this home, and then to go like, I'd like to feel a bit more spacious in my chest. So how can I bring more breath? How can I, through my movement, expand a little bit more into the space around us? And to think, what pictures do we want to put up? What mental, emotional pictures do I want to invite in? Where do I place my focus? What am I dancing for? It can be an analogy of like, what kind of pictures do I put up on the walls of my outer home? What kind of things do I want to put in my inner home? So we're moving down from this stuck or static idea of who we are and who the world is, down into our bodies, to find, there's other possibilities. There's new doors that I can open, and I can be curious, and I can try it on in the dance. I can experiment with, how would it be to be like this? How would it be to move like this? How would it be to be slow? How would it be to be more connected to the earth? How would it be to be wild? And to see what happens when we give ourselves that permission, and to sense what is actually true right now, not just what are the ideas I have about myself that I've been carrying with me all along. But if I really pay attention, is this actually true right now? Am I actually stressed? Or am I actually happy? Or am I actually sad? What is it that the body can reveal to me about who I am in this moment? And what becomes possible when I allow that to find its expression, its shape, its release? What happens when I follow the thread of the movement and discover there's more to me than just the stories in my head, the shapes that I've put myself in to manage life, to get through my day to day? What happens when I allow myself a bit more space in my home?